ever back online during the day. Brian's birthday. He doesn't have his headset on, but we can hear him. Happy birthday, Brian! See? Nothing. But if you see on the stream, he's riding the front of the train. Those of you that play Grand Theft Auto, if you install the 5M client, and you put in the address gfa.cvd.com, it will connect to this, our handcrafted, very basic server that has our stuff in it. You'll notice CNSD40s don't come with Grand Theft Auto. There it is. You ignore my legal warnings at your own peril. Medicine, biochemistry, law, money, computer science. If I speak on these subjects, I'm right. If it contradicts what I say, it's wrong. Doesn't matter how that makes you feel, it's still true. Hashtag Scott is always right. You can go everywhere. Facebook, X, Minds. A lot of history got deleted there. But you'll find other people using the hashtag. God, I love my life. Oh, this stream's just going to be as shitty as the one I deleted. Brian will surely be back, though. Nobody else has come, despite the invites. Worst streamers ever. You get to cruise around San Andreas on a train, though. On a CN SD40. You can't buy that shit. And there's Brian sitting there. Eventually he'll be knocked off or away from keyboard, but I think the train affects that somehow.
Holy shit, that was a barrage of calls.
I know exactly how you feel.
Hey, have you heard of tramadol?
No?
Paracetamol? Cetamol?
No?
Okay. Just Allison was trying that as a pain medication. It differs from Tylenol. Apparently they don't allow it here in Canada or something. She got it in Mexico.
Okay.
325 milligrams.
Okay, well, this is the thing. Records from 20 years ago are actually accurate, and if there was a reason they banned it, it was usually a good reason. So look very carefully into it. Because when did they ban it? If they banned it last year or even 10 years ago, then ignore the ban. It's usually because they're trying to repress the medicine. But if it's over, like if they banned this thing 30 years ago, I'd be concerned.
What is it?
So when it was banned in Canadian records,
Serotonin norepinephrine uptake inhibitor used to treat moderate to severe pain. She's trying to get away from Tylenol.
okay.
Tramadol and why is it addictive? Okay.
Well, that's just it. As soon as you start dealing with serotonin inhibitors, I get concerned.
Yeah.
Because you develop a resistance,
Yeah.
which means you need more to get the same effect, and you do permanent damage to yourself. Like you'll feel nothing, and it doesn't fix itself. That's the primary risk of serotonin, anything that touches serotonin at all. If you want to produce it naturally, take melatonin before you go to sleep. Now they banned that in Canada, not in the United States recently. It's not banned in Canada.
Melatonin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go to sleep, you take melatonin, and it will triple the production of every hormone and every chemical that you need when you're sleeping. So you get more valuable sleep. The problem is the next day you'll feel really, really foggy.
Oh, okay.
And once that clears, you'll feel really, really good. The problem is when you feel really, really good, you want to stay up, you want to do alive things, so the next night you're up late because you're just feeling good.
Yeah.
So that's literally the only risk of melatonin. But for recuperative healing, because that's when you heal, when you sleep. And I'm in my 60th year. I can't burn the midnight oil or stay awake for 3 days.
Oh fuck, I can't either. Did it the other night. I was dead for 2 days. And that's just staying up for an entire, like 48 hours or whatever.
Yeah. But you get excited, you get the stuff done. Like you see the progress and you think, well, just a bit more.
Yeah.
And then why not this? We can finish it. Get her done.
But it hurts. It lasts a lot longer than pain and stuff that it used to.
It's true, but it's also who we are. Can't change that either.
No. No, well, I'm just, my guts are falling out too. Like I said, I've only missed a day now of my meds. And my body's telling me that I'm not doing something I usually do. But
Right.
I feel better.
Yeah. So here's a little tip for you in your current state. When you're removing medication,
Yep.
teaspoon of maple syrup every 4 hours.
Okay, I love maple syrup.
Me too. So it's no such thing as too much. It's not bad for you like refined sugars.
Nope.
Your body metabolizes it perfectly.
And it's got tons of antioxidants.
So use that as a means of controlling it. When you feel that, maple syrup.
Okay. Is honey good too?
Honey's always good. I don't
Yeah.
know if it'll help you there, but maple syrup definitely does. Because I've been where you are.
I'm feeling better. Just missing two. Like I said, at first I was a little harder to breathe. As the days going on, it's better than it was before.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I can handle a small asthma.
And you're using the nebulizer, right?
I did silver about 2 hours ago.
See? So you're covering yourself from every angle.
Yeah, I just gotta jump on the back inversion table in a bit. Because it's been shitty weather, I still feel it in my back and stuff. But I was so shocked to read about people having massive back issues taking that medication. I've started having convulsions and everything, which never happened before.
Well, fuck.
I think it has to do with this medication. I don't think it's the best thing for me.
You got to sit down with the doctor and give you the once over.
Well, Alice and I are scheduled in June or whatever to go get blood tests.
June, eh? Okay.
Oh, we scheduled it a month and a half, 2 months ago. But I just want it for the blood work. I don't even want to have anything to do with them, really. So I'll go in and do what I gotta do just to get the blood work, and then that's it.
Well, we've all got to sit down and discuss our futures here.
I
Because
know. Mine's not looking so great at the moment, so I definitely want to.
oh, dude, all you're missing is education. You have so much power. You're there literally by listening to me.
Yeah.
And I wish you could cram all this knowledge as fast as you could, just so you don't have to worry about it. This is why the accounting is so important, because then you can see it in reality.
Yeah.
And then it becomes like a video game. You see things you can control in the future.
Right. I know I have to get rid of my whole mindset completely.
I never wanted to drag you into all this. I just wanted you to be you, but then the government tried to kill you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. I really am.
I'm not sorry for a second. Allison said that at one point. I'm not so sure whether it would have been better if we did. And I said, no. I said, there's not a second I don't want to know. Anything I've learned from you, there's nothing I don't want to know. But now I've gone down the rabbit hole, and sort of now I see the fucking evil around this fucking planet.
And this is just what you're capable of understanding.
Yeah.
It's so much worse, I promise you.
I get it.
And I've had to deal with this since I was 9.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, and again, it was proven true. At the pinnacle, we were just at the tail end and heading down. That's why I was telling you, remember these days. They'll never come again. Because when you're at the pinnacle, when you're at the peak and everything is great, that is where the most risk is. That is when everything's going to collapse. And it happened every single time in history. And it's playing out now. History doesn't actually repeat itself. It just really, really rhymes.
Yeah. But it's the same pile of fucking cocksuckers doing all this.
And again, that's why, like, Illuminati. When you actually go to Wikipedia, which ironically tells the truth, and you read that and you realize, like, you've known me for decades. That basically describes who I am. Say anything bad about the Illuminati, nothing bad happens to you. Say something about Weasley little Jews.
Yeah.
And even then, everybody counters quite correctly. The not all Jews, the majority of them aren't like that. And that's true. But this is the problem. In the declining times, the majority is irrelevant. The majority is always wrong. The majority isn't going to do anything to stop it.
But they also enable the shit that's happening just because they're the majority.
Yeah. The majority is always wrong. This is why free markets are so important, because you pay the consequences for being wrong.
Yeah.
Surety, accounting, and the law of agency. It is what Western civilization is built on. And yet, you'll never see anyone speak of it. It's been completely wiped from the record. They used to teach it in grade 13 law and later on in OAC law. The only place you'll hear it is me. Lawyers and accountants can't say anything. I have the same magic arts degree they do. Yes, a law degree is an arts degree, like gender faggot studies. has no merit. It requires no skill. It requires no knowledge. You can get a law degree through memory and recitation. It's an arts degree, like gender faggot studies.
I was just asking, the funny thing is in Start 9 in Nextcloud, it says WebSocket server URL is not configured. Real-time collaboration requires a separate WebSocket server.
Yes.
WebSocket server.
Yes.
Big whiteboard functionality works without it. More details about it. So, does that mean I have to have a separate server?
Well, remember, server doesn't mean the same thing now that it did back in our day. Back in our day, we ran these things flat out, bare metal, and it was dedicated to the task of being a server. See AI Linux, and later SME server. Okay, because they provide services. These days, server is just something that's listening. And people run those in Docker containers on their workstation. So you could just as easily get a socket server running there. As a matter of fact, the WebSocket server that it's asking for is built into my chat.
Right, okay. Is that like this high-performance backend?
Yes.
Partner Structure.
But that's not hosting it yourself, that's using a third party. So, again, using third parties has benefits because they're the barrier. And if you're exiting from a Tor exit node, they go from nowhere. The record they have is the exit node.
Right. Ah, fuck, I'm gonna try a video call with Tony or whatever and see if it works in Nextcloud just for shits and giggles. I don't know how far they've come. I remember it wasn't so great when we were trying.
It wasn't. As a matter of fact, that should be one of our first projects, is integrate this chat into Nextcloud. Like, all the component parts, everything you need is actually built into this chat.
Yeah.
What you're looking at, this interface, is the most basic and doesn't use all the features in it. This thing can generate its own session tokens. It can make...
I like it just the fucking way it is.
Yeah, because it's nice and simple. But Nextcloud has a very refined API and development platform. And it really won't be hard and would be very educational for everybody involved to just fumble our way through building this using their documentation. So you guys get to see how this stuff is built in real time.
Right.
And ours will be quality code, unlike Thor.
Oh boy, did he fuck up. Jesus.
Yeah, if you appear on the Internet Anarchist channel, you're pretty much done. He's basically the guy that reads the epitaph at the funeral. See, there's a lot of quality stuff out there. You just got to know where it is.
Why do you think I always ask you before I...
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've been following Pooter, the Pooter project,
No.
but that's another thing you want to take a look at. Just go to pooter.com, Puter.com. Neat, huh?
Twitter.com, so you gotta sign in with a, just create an account.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
I don't link with Google anymore, I don't do any of that shit.
Okay, well then, just
Create an account.
this is a great demo. This is their bleeding edge nightly build. But if you look at the application store and the shit that it can do now, and here's the thing, you can host this yourself.
And this is private, right?
Yeah. The demo is private, but if you want to host it yourself, this is hosted by them.
Right, okay.
But
I'm just careful about using my Chaotic Labs email. I always use a junk email if it's a shit service.
no, you're not going to get that from them. This is one of those projects I have no visible connection to, and you can't prove a thing.
Got it.
So this is a compromise I make, knowing where I am and who I am. I put myself in a position where nobody knows me unless they're looking. And then they see I've been here longer than the fucking internet that they know has. They see a company that's been around for 30 years, but it's generally not for the public. You learn nothing by going to it. You can read Tara's Minds page. Minds.com/Tara Duncan.
I just go to cdd.com.
Yes. And it just has everything. But if you go to Rogue Support, it just redirects you to CDD these days because we're rebuilding the network under our new standard. Problem is, it's just like the days of AI Linux. I can make it simple, but nobody knows how it works right now. Except Ryan's pushing ahead. He wants to get a block of IPv6 addresses and run a tier 2 network segment.
Yeah.
Which we'll find useful. See, he's building this stuff. I already have legal access to it. He granted me access before he ever started listening to what I was saying. Because those are the terms. Anything I want from you, you're already doing. And the more you do, the more I get. See how that works? That's more valuable than any money. I just train you to do useful things. This is why everybody loves the torture of working for me, because they get all the money. You want credit? You take it. I'm not a one-trick pony. And I don't value your money. I have better money. Have since 1982. You just have to change your jurisdiction. The books have to balance. You were born with the presumption that you're collateral for that nation or province or whatever that your birth certificate says. If you get identification based on it, joinder is presumed. You remove that presumption by leaning your name.
Saying my email can't be used. Please try a different email address.
Okay. Oh, don't bother. I'll build you one.
I'm just wondering why. Is that because it's private, not fucking Yahoo or Gmail or?
I have no idea. I don't know why it says your email can't be used. I don't run that project. This is just the demo site so you can see what it does.
Right. Just. Oh.
But it's basically an operating system in a browser that you have in a remote location. If you have that serving up on a Tor site, you have a whole application server.
Right. Fuck, Milton's having a good time.
He sure is. Look at that. He's just
Shiny suit.
chugging along and wearing a shiny suit. You're about to fall off, it looks like.
No, I'm just standing right there on the front.
Oh, I can see you through the window now. Before you were standing.
Little Milty. Where are we there? It's not Toledo Bay, is it?
No, we're downtown.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the ground. I had to change it. Them's all the nigger housing down there.
That's right.
Little neighborhood. Yeah, that Start 9 server, actually, my stepson McCrae was on it. He's going, wow, this is amazing. Just to be able to sit there and chat back and forth, typing. Have it 100% private.
Yep.
As these days, you almost gotta watch what you send. Someone will fucking ban you somewhere.
Yes. Remember, they banned me before that was a thing.
Yep. Yeah.
They wiped every trace of me from the internet. But you can't hide the things that are registered. You go digging even slightly, you'll see that I've been around forever. But you look at all these people, Larkin Rose, Adam versus the Man, the sovereign citizens, the freedomers on the land.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I always watch them get absolutely crushed.
Well, that's just it. I've got the track record. I didn't see any of them get people's kids back from the children's aid. I didn't see any of them pull regular ass people out from under indictable offenses.
It's funny, is that good old Derek, you can tell that he knows, I think he pretty much knows that he fucked up quite large.
Well, no, I don't think he does. Because he was around since the beginning of the tender for law.
Yeah, but he did nothing but debate you on shit.
And again, to what end? What do you hope to achieve? The rules are simple. If it contradicts what I say, it's wrong. See, Scott is always right. I tell you what's true. I tell you what's happening here in reality. And reality doesn't care what you say, think, feel, or believe. So debating me is pointless. I point at reality. I don't ask for money, ever. It's not my money. It's not your money. It never was. Ryan's learned through doing. When I warned him that you can sit there and worry about money all you want, I promise you, if you follow my instructions, your biggest problem will be having too much money. Get rid of it.
Well, I'm looking forward to learning, but I really do need to sort of actively do as I learn. I'm too fucking old. I can't just sit there and read a book and go, okay, yep. It just doesn't work for me.
Yep, crash course. But that's just it. We're pushing you into stuff you were never trained for.
No.
Okay? The thing is, you've got other people that have gone through there, know exactly what you're going through and what's at stake. The doctor had way more at stake than you'll ever have.
Yeah. Like you said, Kitty's doing better though, eh?
Yep. Much better.
That's good.
It's just
Did she quit her meds too? I'm feeling better. In fact, I can't believe it. It's like I'm cleaning right out. I almost have better clarity. A lot of people were complaining about foggy mind and their anxiety through the roof, and I had all that happening. I feel like my shoulder's been lifted. This is only at 48 hours. I haven't done it. So I just hope it continues on this roll. It's not in my head.
It's not. We'd never steer you wrong.
No, I know. always trusted you both with my fucking life as long as I've known you pretty much, so. I don't have any other friends that can say that.
Yes, Kitty.
And I mean, even talking about friends I had as kids up until now, and in fact, I've written most of them off and gotten rid of them.
Well, that's one of the things that happen the more you're aware.
It's hard to talk to people I don't even want to.
There you go,
And people in business now, Esty, it's the fucking worst. Like
It is.
I
It
text this morning,
absolutely
get
is.
information.
I am sorry you have to endure it, which is why we're going to set up our own business networks. Everything we need, we build ourselves.
I look forward to that. Like I said, this morning I asked a question. I still haven't had an answer. It's 3 o'clock. I emailed yesterday, still haven't had answers. So I'm just moving on to something else when I get my answers, get all the stuff. I don't care if it takes them a week. They're the ones that are suffering, not me. Except for the fact that their machines are taking up space in my office.
Well, again, these are things that you're going to be accounting for. And when you set up your corporation, you're going to put me on the board.
Yep.
That way I have standing, I will give advice, and I have specific veto powers. This is for your protection. I don't care one way or the other. So, veto, learn what that word means before you say yes.
Well, that's everything. It's,
But when you actually measure your time and match money to it, because money is accounting, and once it's in your corporation, it's your money, not theirs. It's the corporation's money, and you have direct control over it. Just like a trust, you have direct control over it. All the benefits of ownership, but no ownership. The only thing you buy is rights. When you buy real estate, you don't own it. Look through any document that you have regarding your real estate and show me where it says you own it. You have exclusive rights to it. That's what fee simple means.
the chief executive of a state or nation. Well, that's a little bit bigger than the CEO now, isn't it?
Yes.
Which means if I do something stupid, you can override it.
Yep.
Or if you so choose, you could just do whatever, take whatever, do whatever.
No, I can't. My role's very restricted. Okay, if you want me to do an exec... There you are. That was me. My shitty network connection.
Oh, that was fucking Rogers?
No,
No.
this is our DSL.
Tech Savvy. So that's DSL, man.
You know,
Rogers. No, you got Rogers at the office and Tech
Yeah.
Savvy at home.
well, they just give me a
Tech Savvy
straight.
starting to slip, or are they?
Oh yeah, well, it's not really their fault. They lease Bell's infrastructure.
Yeah. Bell's letting DSL rot,
Yeah, they're very much aware of that.
and they've all stopped. This last mile of fiber they had to put everywhere.
Yep.
They stopped that. That's not the mandate any longer.
Right. Which is, see, that's just it. When they have the mandate and then they stop it, they're accountable for that. That's another reason to learn accounting, is to follow the money. Once you have the skill to do that, you'll see that the books don't really balance when it comes to these things. And everybody says, well, nobody's held to account. Nobody knows how these days. And then they did the little shell game in 2008, which nobody noticed in Canada. Sounds like a great idea, with the best of intentions. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, I should submit that to Reason. Reason.com. So they can understand legally what happened. For those that don't know, in 2008, Parliament enacted a piece of legislation that automatically repealed criminal codes, acts, codes, and statutes, but there were no successful prosecutions
10 years.
for a decade. That meant from 2008 to 2018, these obsolete, archaic laws were still in the criminal code. Most people don't know this, but until 2018, witchcraft was a criminal offense. So was blasphemous libel. So you can't blaspheme and say something you know isn't true about Jesus. Yes, that was a law. That was a criminal code offense. 10 years, of course, passed. Nothing happened. And these laws were automatically repealed. As of 2018, witchcraft is now legal in Canada.
Jesus, I'm on it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, here's the other thing. All laws that held the government criminally accountable for their actions, the punishment for those were so severe that nobody dared do it. Which is why it didn't happen for most of the time you knew the government.
Even the Fender Caesars were trying to get charges against them for a long time.
Oh, yeah. But it didn't... It didn't happen. They were doing the delay tactics until 2018. We learned early on that these efforts were futile. They were ready. They didn't expect me, but it doesn't matter. They can still do the same protocol, and it would have the same effect. 2018 comes along. Government is now no longer criminally accountable for any criminal actions. These laws are now repealed. It took them about a year to learn that exposure has no consequence. Then if you zoom out and you go back to 2008, you'll notice every other IMF nation implemented something very similar, especially Israel. So as of 2018, every IMF nation has some version that removes government accountability.
That's why they're doing whatever they want. They don't care.
Yeah,
Like
exposure has no consequence.
that fucking Jew in Parliament talking on Bill C-15 saying they're going to take or have no effect, or the law won't be. The law won't have any effect on them or whatever. No accountability to the law whatsoever.
Well, They don't have that now. All they're doing now is codifying it. Before, there were explicit laws against it. All laws are prohibitive. Laws don't permit, they prohibit. If you have some sort of thing where it's offensive, there's already joinder. If you get permitted to do something, there's already joinder. That's what a license is. A license is permission to perform an illegal act.
Yeah.
Does the law apply to you? What makes de facto law de facto law? Joinder. Don't like the law, don't use their money. It's their money. It's not yours. Never was. Credit cards, different kind of money. Also not yours, but also not the government's. That has benefits. If you're exchanging with a debt-based currency, you gotta learn the difference between good debt and bad debt. And only accounting can teach you that. Legal is the law of surety and accounting. Accounting is the mechanism by which the story of transfer of surety is told. That's what makes it de facto law. It is organized, it is in place. The rest of it is just societal programming.
Yep.
And we're not like the freedomers. We're not trying to push an agenda. We're not trying to make money off of other people's ignorance, which is what all of them are doing. We're not a fucking psyop. Just showing people how to free themselves. If they're competent enough to do it, they're going to produce value. I like value. If you produce enough of it, you can afford to do really nice things for me. You'd like to do really nice things for me, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Well, that's your destination. I'm gonna point you in the direction of how to get wealthy enough to afford to do really nice things for me.
Would a fucking drop of a hat. Fucking worry.
And I know you've learned a whole lot the past 5 years.
I think so.
But I'm trying to figure out what impact it would have on you at this later stage in life. You have to remember, all of this happened to me when I was 9.
Yep. I still can't believe oh, your buddy tried to fucking goose Tara. I mean, holy fuck. I never really realized what happened there. Then you told me, just like, no fucking way.
But it doesn't matter. I understood everything in play. And I had the hand grenade. If you want to do that, you will pay later on. And the stupid little Jew never learned that lesson. And I owed him a long time ago. And as Tara said, any debt you may have owed him was paid a long time ago. But he was my friend.
Yeah,
but competing for tail is something we've done all our lives. I was an excellent wingman, I'll have you know. But when he tried with Tara, Tara saw right through him.
Of course.
And she couldn't understand why I was laughing all the way home. But I knew where I was. I knew what was going to happen. And of course, as awkward as Tara thought it was, she was blown away that I had planned that out right down to the last minute. Didn't matter who we had with them. They were irrelevant. Oh, yeah.
Good. Right in front of his wife.
Oh, no, it's worse because I then compelled Tara to tell the story because she was there. And then, of course, she sees the very familiar pattern that she thought was just for her.
No.
We destroyed it. And he didn't even... And that's an endless hand grenade. He knew I'd always have that.
So good.
So then she divorced him. I told her exactly everything, told him exactly everything that would happen. Scott is always right. And then one day she didn't do what we expected her. Time passed. He goes, looks like Scott was wrong. I said, nah, there's a piece of data we're missing. Turned out she died. Nobody told him because they'd been divorced for a couple of years. So I guess that you can die your way out of Scott is always right if you want. Bit extreme. You can only do it once, but not gonna lie, it works. You can die your way out of Scott is always right.
I feel lucky that you'll even speak to this dumb chimp, so.
It's, are you kidding? Sit back and look back at the past 27 years. Look at the contribution you've given to my life. I have memories I cherish. I can say poor starving kitties, and only you and I will laugh at that.
That's true. That's very true.
Okay? Like, your contribution to my life has been nothing but benefit. Nothing but good came from it.
always been for me, but I can't offer the same that you can.
Yes, you can. I've just never leveraged it. Yes, you can. You've got skills, you've got abilities, you've got knowledge, you've got the tools, you've got everything that I would ever need. It's just a matter of asking. You would do it in a second. It's just value I never leverage. That's wealth to me. And I'm the only one that matters here.
Yep.
One of the problems of knowing everything at such an early age is you also know what's important at an early age. More than everybody else. What's important. And you've been around. I walk the talk. I know what's important. I also know what isn't. That's why I can't be embarrassed. It's why Perlman was terrified of me.
See, I can laugh at that one.
See, you were there.
I was there.
Because it doesn't matter what anybody believed. I'm still right. They were in an industry they didn't understand and didn't know where it was going. And truth be told, neither did I. All I did was start investigating and contributing to standards. Nothing was going to work unless things were standardized and open source. And you remember the problem I had getting free across to Nick.
Yes. Yes, completely.
But he can say, "Bada bing, I've been doing the business for the 50 years, bada bing."
Yep.
That may be true, but that doesn't change the fact that this changes everything. The internet changes everything. He didn't grasp it. When deregulation came for DNS, we were literally built and ready. We had an accountant and a lawyer. We were more than ready to be the second registrar. And that will historically go down as the largest ignorance tax ever paid.
No kidding. Life would have been different if you had gone for that.
But that's just it. You've been around this long. You've learned by the people who didn't listen. You watched it happen. And that's the thing he just didn't get. I wanted him more than anything to be obscenely rich. That would have been the result.
Yep.
He values the rich. Rich is just the byproduct. It's of what we've built based on our knowledge and our foresight. We had everything ready to go. Look at what we did.
Yep.
And he never leveraged my knowledge.
No, he wasn't interested in anybody's knowledge. He was just interested in money, just like I said.
And he would have got it. All you do is walk through it step by step.
And if you went the registrar route, you wouldn't have even had to sit there and huff and puff and get mad at salespeople and all this shit.
Ever.
Money would just be given.
Yes, and then you'd have to yell at them to answer the service calls according to the very strict protocols that Scott and Brian have dictated. Do it as if your job depends on it. That's what it would have been.
Yep. Yep.
And every one of them would have something on their resume that nobody else could. All they had to do was listen and do what they're told. If you don't understand it, you don't understand it. But I'm still telling you the truth.
Yep.
I'll never lie to you. Trust but verify.
Been around long enough to know that.
And I have everything a man could ever want. You describe my life to anyone, they won't believe it.
They have a hard time believing if I tell them it's the only person that has never lied to me. You are pretty much the only person who's never lied to me.
But that, too, is a byproduct. I value the right things. That's why I got the perfect woman for me.
Yeah.
It's like Tara was crafted for me.
Yep.
Well, you've got to attract that. So that comes by being who I am.
Yep.
We will always find each other. Every man and every woman wishes they had that. That's my daily life for half my life.
Yep, that's true.
But how did I get that? Because if you go back, everything individually can just be explained by luck and happenstance. But when you start adding it up, it becomes statistically impossible. You go digging back, I'm everywhere, despite the efforts of Jews to erase me.
The juice. That's
Hidden. None of what I show you is hard. It can't be. You have to have the illusion of consent. So they put it into your routine and your beliefs. And then they just stop teaching you what these things are in the first place. Which makes you helpless against somebody like me. I'll just use the Socratic method. Question your understanding. And if you don't listen to me, or you pick and choose the parts you like, Pete Dow is the result of picking and choosing the parts he likes.
No, I don't pick and choose. Like I say, I don't even install anything unless what do you suggest for this type of thing?
Yeah, well, these days, yeah, especially. I'm sitting here, reception 2, you hear the doctor, he won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
And reception 2 is the first field deployment of our bastardized Windows 11, which isn't that hard to do. I have a little post-install script that creates a 0-byte file that puts it into the account of trusted installer. And then say don't trust it because it's a 0-byte file. Copilot comes in on this other installer that Windows Update uses. It doesn't seem to use that account. Every attempt to push it has failed. And it's been over 90 days in the field, and it just runs like a top. So I think we've cracked every bit of their shit, but
Actually, I got to re-roll, and I just created a new auto script for the European, so the international edition, because only you got to select Europe for your country, and then just do the automatic install. Because it was stopped on mine because I forgot about that.
okay, well, let me take this a step further. You can just get the regular, latest, updated international and Windows 11 ISO.
Yep.
Drop it on Ventoy, and then in the scripts directory, that's where you drop your auto uninstall, and then you fire up with the Ventoy creator.
Yep.
It'll create a web page and then mount your Ventoy drive. And the web page is a configuration for Ventoy. And there's a script section, and you can fine tune it when you inject it, what you inject. And you can just make grub entries for each build. So it's one ISO, but different scripts depending on how you boot. And you
Okay,
can
so
build that
can
with the
use this
web-based
itself?
interface. Yes, this is built into itself. It's a local host address. But the browser will open up and you can edit your Ventoy's configuration. It's really
I
cool.
I just wrap and put the auto install right into the ISO. That way, no matter what Ventoy disk I throw it on,
Yep.
it automatically installs.
Well,
it.
that works too. Like, whatever works for you. This one's just another option.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a library of auto install scripts, you want to put them all in there and then just select them through a menu.
Right.
So you can have an auto install for Tony Tucci, and then
Tony Tucci.
and then you just have a Tony Tucci menu entry.
Yeah, Tony Tucci, he went out today and got a webcam there, so he wants to ask you a few questions about, because he's got a few corporations, but he doesn't know how to find out whether they're still active or not, or whether he can use them.
You can always use them.
20-something years old, man. Like,
Doesn't matter. All you have to do is update your taxes. Make sure your taxes are updated. You file 0 tax returns for those past years.
you know, he told one of his accountant guys, whatever, to close one of his things or whatever. But the guy said, "Oh, we can just re-enable it."
Yeah, this is it. The accountants lie through omission. The Muslims call it kitman.
It's different than his that.
No, that's Indians. You better learn your foreigners, dude.
I said, "Is it like that?" I didn't
No.
say, is it-
Kitman is specifically lying by omission. Making you believe one thing or presume one thing and then build on that. Like they always leave out that the penalty for leaving Islam is death. The penalty for blasphemy is death. They don't tell you what the punishment for death, all the offenses they have in there. Like, Islam is just an evil shit ideology. There's nothing good in the Quran. Nothing.
No.
All they do is destroy civilizations. They're the Jews' brooms.
Yeah. Well, that and poor people are destroying this country. And the niggers too.
And again, the people let them.
Yep.
Like, this is all on every pseudo-Canadian. There's no Canadians left. You're just pseudo-Canadians.
Yep.
You don't know what it means. You don't even understand the laws that govern this country. And everybody's saying your charter rights. Really? I want everybody to go to Section 32 of the Charter. The title of that section is Application of this Charter. That means who it applies to. And it lists off who it applies to. Are you any of those people? Then fuck off about your charter rights. They're not yours, just like the money never was yours. Idiots.
Now, the 1960 Bill of Rights.
1960 Canadian Bill of Rights prohibits the government from infringing on freedom of speech, your property rights. None of that's in the Charter. Freedom of expression. Look in the definitions section. It includes a printing press. The inclusion of one thing is the exclusion of everything else. Freedom of expression only applies to printing presses. And Ezra Levant, the dumb Jew, didn't realize why the Western Standard was targeted like it was. If you have a printing press, the government still cannot interfere. You can print whatever you want, just don't sell it.
Right. And most people that print shit want to monetize it.
Yep. But it's not your money. And the law is very clear on it. Cryptocurrencies are property, not money. So then they confuse you issuing legislation about, quote, stable coins. Yeah, because you're taking their money, which is not yours, and pairing it with something else. That gives them standing with that coin. They literally have the right to do what they're doing.
Right.
But they'll trick you into thinking that also applies to Bitcoin. And it does not. By their own rulings, it's property. They had no hand in its creation. They have no rights over it. They can't suddenly, arbitrarily make laws against it. It's property.
Dang, you got a lot of property.
Can't prove a thing.
No.
Nobody would believe you if you told them.
No.
And that's, notice how carefully I orchestrated that?
Yeah.
Well, that's something I was taught at a very young age. When you understand that this is how people react, when you point at reality, you realize that the mythology, this has nothing to do with money. It's just money. If you don't know what money is, then this won't affect you. Most people don't know what money is. So you can't say it's damaging the public. Nobody is harmed. And when you're dealing with somebody else's money, you're dealing with their rules. That's what legal tender is. Legal, acts, codes, and statutes with the force of law. Tender, an unconditional offer to contract. Legal tender is tendering law. Hence the name of the group, the Tender for Law. See how that works?
Yep.
It was never about law, it was about money.
Yep.
Teaching you what money is. Money is accounting. Gave all that away right at the beginning, and nobody got it. They've dumbed down the population that much. And I come from a time where they literally taught surety, accounting, and the law of agency in grade 13 law, in OAC law. They just took 2 generations to wipe it out from the public memory.
That didn't stay around that long, though, because...
Because they were wiping it out from the public memory.
Yeah, they wiped out grade 13 shortly after I left.
Yep. Because that's when the credentials meant something. Now you can get a doctorate in gender faggot studies. And that's supposed to be on the same shelf as a doctor of medicine.
Yeah, the fucking people going around destroying children. That's all they're doing.
Well, this is the thing. People just won't stare at the horror of it. For the past 5 years, like anybody in the medical profession, anybody who understands even the most basics of biochemistry or virology, knows that all this mask ritual was bullshit and was endangering people's health.
Yep.
Psychologists were warning, you can't do this to kids. But they got their license revoked when they said that.
I saw the effects of that, too. Hayden, the kids that his girlfriend that they had or whatever, they were affected dramatically by the masking. They had huge speech impediments.
And they didn't speak up. Nobody spoke up.
No.
And the ones that did, they got made examples of.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean you stop. Okay, as much as I resent the ignorance of literally everybody involved in the Freedom Convoy and everything going on in BC, their collective ignorance, Amy Ham, etc. To them, if they ever hear it, Chris Barber, Tamara Litch, Amy Ham, you're pseudo-Canadians. You know nothing about your country's real history, the laws that govern it, and what once made Canada great.
I'm guilty of that, too. I didn't even know what the red ensign was. But I do now.
The maple leaf doesn't look the same now, does it?
No.
It looks as a hostile force. Unless you're a federal corporation, then the CRA's your fucking friend. That's the hardest thing to adjust to. Suddenly the tax agency is your fucking friend.
And they always treat you like you're a criminal.
Oh yeah, if you're doing it with your social insurance number, absolutely. They do the same with insurance companies. Social insurance number. It's right there in the name. Why do you expect them to be any different? But businesses don't have social insurance numbers. Corporations don't have social insurance numbers. Trust accounts don't have social insurance numbers. Okay, these are rules you applied for, you consented to, and it's dealing with money that's not yours. So here, for the record, is what I told Pete Daou to do. Because the Quebec Revenue Agency and the Canada Revenue Agency came after him with a vengeance. He said, don't do these conferences unless you do exactly what I say. You don't get to pick and choose the parts you like. You can if you want. This is everything of your own free will. But you ignore me at your own peril. It's what I tell everyone. It's boring. Because I've said it so many times. And I'll say it 1,000,000 times more. Of your own free will. If you want to do your stupid decision, it's your stupid decision.
You never did find out really what happened to him, did you?
I could find out if I wanted to. I don't care. Okay? I care about the people who listen. Everybody who knows Dave wonders why I treat him with, like, royalty. Because he fucking listened. Sure, he took the money and ran. I don't blame him. Everything he grew up with, he was betrayed. The final indignity being betrayed by his own wife. So yeah, go take the money and run. You listened. You earned it.
And then there's Santi and Rana.
Again, they got in on the Dave card. Everybody these days gets in through somebody else.
But they blew it before they even got a chance to...
And again, you're looking at the majority. This is what they're importing.
I can't help that. She was a piece of dirt, too. They were both fucking off their rockers. It wasn't just him.
And again, there's nothing you can do about it. You listen or you don't, but you can only occupy so much of my time. Dave only carries you so far.
Yeah. Well, we tried. I tried to help him.
You really did. Again, everybody tried. But leverage the negative. At least you get to experience an echo of, I really tried.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the guy that's called in the future or from history, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't anyone speak up? I did something.
Yeah.
I hit back harder than they ever expected.
Yeah, you fucking threw a good screw in there.
But
Yep.
I still kept all my oaths. I kept all my promises, even when everybody else broke theirs.
Yeah.
And this is why people my age hate me. Because I've managed to retain so much of myself. Everybody else has to give it away. A little piece of themselves. I never did. Because I understood how everything works. And my money's worth more than any other money.
I'm going to learn all about that shortly, I hope.
Well, listen to the basics. I always distill things, the concept, into very simple sound bites. Money is accounting. Those two words are right there in that one sentence. Make them connected. And then put it in to what you think you understand and see if it fits. If it doesn't, it means there's something else you don't understand. And it's just a map you have to go through. But you have to go through it. Only through verification of what I'm saying is true can you truly understand. Otherwise, this is just a story from some crazy guy on the internet.
No, I want to get the excitement that Ryan gets out of stuff because he's gone through it.
He has. So learn from him. He's very anxious to tell people. Because that's the debt. You owe me by passing on what you've learned. If you succeed, you tell everyone how you do it. And you never, ever charge money. Ever. If you have people you trust, if you have a non-profit you trust, and you really support their work, direct them there if they're grateful. Contribute on our behalf. That's a true public expression of gratitude which we will accept. The world benefits from your gratitude. Otherwise, fuck off. Don't bother me. I know you like people who try to interact with me these days are trying to contradict me, which means you're wrong, or you're agreeing with me, and I already know. And you're welcome to pay for my time. My rates are 420 Canadian dollars per hour, or any part thereof, with a minimum billing period of 4 hours. And I don't issue credit to government or the Law Society. So cash up front. Make your check or money order, certified check or money order out to Scott Duncan in trust. I like to put that stuff on the record as much as possible. It's their money. You decide how much of their money your time is worth. Once you understand your role that their money is an imposition, you bill them for it. So, Pete Dowd, I told him, you incorporate and lean your name before you do anything. Get rid of this partnership. Oh, no. The partnership exists for years, and my accountant and lawyers, they say I have the biggest, powerful authorities. If I'm the partner, I say the word and stuff like that. Yeah.
So what was he, a limited liability with partners? Or?
Registered partnership. That's it.
Oh. So that's almost like...
Sole proprietorship, yep. It's sole proprietorship with a partner, meaning you have two attack surfaces, not one. That's why they can afford to send 60 RCMP there to detain him there and search the premises for whatever garbage they made up. Because he thought he could play l'administrateur. Did you apply for that job? No, I am l'administrateur. You're the copy holder. You're the only one allowed to use that name. Just like Sony is the only one allowed to use Spider-Man, even though Marvel owns it. Copy hold trumps copyright. Who has the right to use it has nothing to do with ownership. You will always own the copyright. The right to use it, that's the copy holder. Taylor Swift learned that lesson the hard way. Now, good on her, she just recorded the exact same album on her own. This is something completely different because she wrote the songs. She is the owner of those songs. It is her right. The songs that were produced by that producer, she didn't have the rights to that. He's the copy holder. not her. Copy hold trumps copyright. That's what your birth certificate is. It will, in British, they'll actually state Crown copyright. It's right there on the British birth certificates. Go look. You're the copy holder.
Noah's got one of those.
Yeah. Noah can go look. Copyright, copy hold. The rights are different. Ownership doesn't mean rights. An individual can't legally benefit. That's why the CRA can swoop in and claim whatever they want. It's their money. It's not yours.
Yep.
That's why an audit terrifies everyone. Because you use their money. When you applied for the social insurance number, you gave them jurisdiction. And Pete, being an ass, had them reasonably concluding what I'm teaching, because he didn't bother reading it, was don't pay your taxes. Which I've always said the exact opposite of. Always pay your taxes. All taxes you owe. If they can demonstrate you owe the taxes, fucking pay it. It's their money. Pay it.
But if you're running everything through a corporation,
Well, those are different. The taxes are different.
no.
The rules are different. If the CRA threatens an individual with a social insurance number with an audit, the individual's terrified, and rightly they should be. If the CRA threatens a corporation with an audit, you go, you're going to do our year end for us? That'd be awesome, dude. Our accountant's going to be a little pissed. But yeah, go for it. We don't care.
Yeah.
We're meticulous with our books. We love our books. We'll give you a web page that only you can access. You don't even have to come here. You can just go through our books. Because we can do that. Nothing to set up. And everything's become standardized, and if you know what to do with them, you get things like Start 9.
So good.
And this is why I knew SME server's dead. I literally only use it for a mail server now. And if I master Maddie, I'll even abandon that.
Well, I'm going to put TrueNAS scale on my regular, just as a file server.
Yeah.
And it's also handy too, because I'll use.
Well, you've got your eggs too. I can walk you through how to build a file server that just runs in memory. So you just plug it in, boom, the shared drive is a file server.
I
Or,
do like the TrueNAS scale simply because I want to run something like Pi-hole too. Right? Because I think eventually.
again,
things like Brave
while you can do that, you might want to look at the advantages of making a master server in your local network, on your green network, that runs everything, and learn to build these things yourself on there before you use the automated stuff in TrueNAS scale. Because you go through all this work, you get Pi-hole, you get all the services you want running on one machine, and then you snap penguin eggs of it.
Right. That's true.
Okay, because that's what I'm designing right now. We're going to have a master server build, and we're going to do it online. And Scott and Tara teach us stuff.
Sounds good.
And then you just have to watch the video of how we build these things. And you have a master server, treat it as a master server. If you want to set up other services, have Xeraxi listening on port 80 and 443 on your local network. And now you can direct application services. Got a NAS that has applications running? Point it to your .local address. So you can just go to one place, bring up a menu like we have at cdd.com, point to any service you have running internally. Then Docker and TrueNAS Scale can work with it as well. See, I'm all about free and open distributed mesh networks. Kumbaya, information wants to be free, but as soon as you hit my gateway, it's a fucking dictatorship.
Yeah.
Here's a list of your rights. You have none. You have the rights I choose to give you at any particular moment. That's what I open with. And then you set the policies there. And you'll see we have a nice long track record of clients that trusted us to protect them. We have never, ever, ever been breached.
Yeah. Is that a bitchy kitty?
No, that was Grand Fluff Auto.
Oh, was it? It sounded like bitchy kitty.
It did, but it was just shouting in the background.
I am so fucking happy now that we have the fucking hardware we need. Because it's going to be fucking retarded soon. It is already retarded.
Well, again, I'll navigate you through that too. We just got to get you used to a few new standards that you're not used to so you're compatible with my networks. Where do you see what you can do when you connect to our boats?
But I didn't think you had the boats anymore.
You don't think they shut our stuff off, did you?
Oh, that's true.
Okay. You can gut the things and put your own network and controllers in if you want. But this is my shit.
Yeah, you built everything.
Yeah. Well, they're going to run into that at the dental practice. If somebody buys it, who's going to support that network?
Well, you can call the original people and pay a fortune.
Yes, or you can get a service level agreement, or you can replace it.
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping you from replacing it. But make no mistake, every single boat, even though I don't own them, I still have the exact same access and authority. The world you're going into, ownership is a liability.
Yeah. I'm starting to see all that. I wish to be the slave of my own corporation.
Which is exactly what I instructed Pete to do. And he didn't. He said, no, I'm going to be l'administrateur for a job I did not apply for. Like, what? Do you see Sony saying, oh, hello, we administrator of Spider-Man. Love you long time. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Vietnamese. Arigato. And all of this knowledge of what our country is how everything works. It's been purged from the public memory. You got a bunch of people pretending, resorting to magic. And it is magic, whether you're in a church or in a courtroom with no understanding about surety, accounting, and the law of agency. Then you're just a useful idiot they'll make examples of. You have no more standing to speak on these policies and process than a cow has standing to dictate how burgers are made.
I'm picturing that. Good seer.
Exactly. Douglas Adams actually included it in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
He said that wasn't very good, though.
What do you mean? No.
Actually, but that movie said
Yeah, the movie, of course not. It was a bastardization. But they did keep the meta thing that only really smart, observant people that actually followed it. Like, there's the books, there's the radio series, there's the 1980s Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy television series, and there was the movie. Now, every one of them is different, but only after they first used the infinite improbability drive. It's a meta joke. It changes when they use that. So, if nothing else, kudos for them to keeping up the joke and not trying to reproduce the previous, but they're all different. They're the same up to one point, until they use the infinite improbability drive. But The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is literary history of Western culture. You should at least read all the books. It's 5 books in a trilogy. Yes, there's 5 books in the trilogy. The 5th book specifically says book 5 in the trilogy. But nobody does recreational reading anymore. Which means the ideas that were presented in that reading, where you invested the time and fired up your imagination, some of these writings changed who I was. Everything I did was influenced by the recreational reading that I did. And none of this generation has ever read anything for fun. If they read, that's reading Twitter or reading an instruction on how to do something. They don't read for fun.
No, I haven't read very much for fun either. I've pretty much read nothing but.
These days, you literally have to make up a character. Minds.com/Tara Duncan is the only place Tara writes under her own name. Every other place she's ever written, and you guarantee you've seen her writing, is bound by a vicious contract she can't even infer that she might have had something to do with the writing. So, if somebody were to go to one of the publishers and say, "Is this Tara Duncan?" Tara would actually have to pay a penalty. Tara is high value when she's contracted is because they want the best. And they want complete discretion. Absolute secrecy with serious penalties attached. And they get their money's worth, always. Anybody who hires us gets their money's worth. That's for sure. But if you don't know what to do with it, you don't know what to do with it. Ask Nick.
I'm not laughing because I know what to do. I want to learn.
Well, that's just it. Pete didn't. Pete Dow put himself in a position where, on paper, they could reasonably believe that he was charging money for these conferences and telling people not to pay taxes. And that's just it. The conferences were good. He said himself on Facebook that I am proud of me. And so he should be. It was very well done. It was extremely accurate. And at least he listened to me then and didn't charge a cent. No matter who offered him money, he absolutely aggressively refused it. And that's why he's not sitting in jail. He still lost everything because he wouldn't run the corporation, wouldn't lean his name. And they cleaned him out of everything valuable. He got a publisher to print out everything that I ever wrote and put it in a bound book. CRA seized it. He never got it back. They ripped his life apart. And that's what happens when you pick and choose the parts you like. Kate didn't pick and choose the parts she liked. Sean didn't pick and choose the parts he liked. Ryan didn't pick and choose the parts he liked. Yeah, they're way behind by decades. But they can't be expected to know this stuff that was deliberately hidden from them, even though it's not hidden. That's the other thing. Nothing I show you is hidden. Nothing I show you is hard. If it's hard, you're doing it wrong. You want freedom? Don't touch their money. Want to make friends? Help people make money. I know, right? Irony.
Yeah, it is.
But from the beginning, you've always seen that money has never been a motivator.
No. But that's one thing I've pretty much learned from you and Tara is that I'm becoming the same way. I'm not materialistic like I once was.
I am. I fucking love materialistic shit. Holy shit.
I love the stuff I have, but I don't need a fucking yacht. I don't need a whole bunch of...
I do. I ended up with a fleet of yachts. I had boat bunnies. I need these things. This is the one life I get. It's not a dress rehearsal. Damn right I need these things. And we're very materialistic. Holy shit.
I didn't look as you being materialistic.
Dude, for the first decade, Tara and I got around by limo.
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely.
Okay, we were the most materialistic people on the planet.
But you didn't buy a mansion down in the middle of Toronto.
We could have.
I know, but you chose not to.
No, see again, this is what other people value, but they don't see it, they take it as a snapshot, like a picture. It's a very, very tempting thing. I want the big giant house. But you get a big giant house to prepare for a future, like have a family. See, the only benefit of wealth is anonymity and solitude. So you can raise your family. But people don't see that. They see excessive wealth that doesn't fit what the family needs. And then you give your kids an easy life. That's the other thing. Everything's too easy now. Our knowledge is bringing us into an age of abundance, but stupid people are in charge, and they mean you harm.
It's 4:20, you better do a bowl.
That's wise. 420, everyone, do a bowl. I just sent that to every office I have. I run an empire that nobody knows is out there unless you come in from the other side. And you certainly don't see me as Scott Duncan. But this week's big lesson that everybody saw in plain sight, copyright and copy hold. And it's right there in public. Marvel can't make a Spider-Man movie. Even though they own Spider-Man. For that, for movies, Sony is the copy holder.
Oh,
They
my
get to
dinner.
decide.
My birthday dinner has arrived.
Oh, yay.
I'm getting Archie's today.
Well, I gotta go shut down the office then.
All right, well, I'll probably pop on either later or in the morning.
That'd be awesome.
Excellent. Thanks again, ST.
Awesome. You're welcome. Glad I could help.